So I was like when he sort of alluded to these things in some of his videos, I was like,
what?
No.
Welcome
to the J&O Show,
where we talk about
things that we were never told. I'm Jay.
And I'm O.
And now you know.
If you guys are new to our channel, please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on your post notifications so you can know when we upload, because you never want to miss an episode.
I'm looking at notes. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to be real.
Anyway,
I'm looking at notes. It's all right.
You got to be looking at the people.
They're gonna see plenty of me. They're gonna see plenty of me in this episode. They're gonna be fine.
Anywho, if you guys are new here, we are a relationship-based channel where we talk about things we were never told, as we just mentioned. If you guys have ideas for show topics, you definitely want to drop them in the comment section and put hashtag next show, so that way we can filter through and give you what you want. Okay?
Indeed.
So today we are actually going to be talking about. Who are we talking about again?
This is what I was looking down in my thing file. How important is it for you to connect to your partner?
Oh, yeah, that.
See,
all right.
That's why I was looking. See. We supposed to work together. She was supposed to be doing the intro while I looked down at the thing, and then when she was ready, I was gonna be like, bam, there it is. So she would be able to see what the thing is. See, we was working in conjunction, and when you come off and you stop working in conjunction, you mess stuff up.
Really? Really? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Bruh. I'm sorry. It was an easy setup. I had to go for it, guys. I'm sorry. It was an easy setup. Anyway.
But yes, as he said.
Yes.
So our topic is, how important is it for you and your partner to connect?
Yes. Very, very important, I would argue. Okay, look. I'm gonna give a PSA. All right. This particular subject matter is not for people who are in other religions, belief, customs, cultures that do like arranged marriage, pretty much arranged marriage, or even if you're in a very difficult situation where you have those parents that are just like, maybe it's traditional in your culture for your parents to tell you who you're supposed to marry. It is not necessarily arranged, but they're supposed to, it is arranged. They're supposed to arrange it.
Yeah.
Or they're supposed to approve it,
yeah,
or whatever. This
basically
is not necessarily geared towards you in totality, but there may be some things that you can pick up on that could help you in your relationship.
Definitely.
Regardless.
Definitely.
But I do want to put it out there that this is not for them. This is for those of us who believe in the Disney-fied version of love and marriage and relationships and living happily ever after. This is for us,
right?
All right. This is for the people who are looking for that, and if that's important to you, then we have some things to throw in there and to add to the pie here. And it's gonna be some stuff that's gonna be hard for folk to hear, but I've just seen a couple of situations in my life that I would like to speak on what I learned, basically.
Okay.
So I can just go. Go. Okay, I can just go. All right.
I
look.
mean, he already going. He the one that got the notes.
Yeah. Look. I'm gonna just go there. Okay. Look. This is. For us, the inspiration for this episode is coming from Kevin Samuels. A lot of stuff been coming from Kevin Samuels because I've been watching him a lot lately. Kevin. But the thing of it is he's giving a different perspective that I had not heard before when I came across him. And it's been a couple of months since I've, been watching a lot of what he's doing and other people that are on that side of the YouTube world, they say. But, YouTube apparently has sides on the world. But I guess on that side of the spectrum, from the male perspective, and they talk about what men want and things of that nature. He's been alluding to and flat out saying some things concerning relationships. 90% of what he says, I agree with, because he's just telling you what men think, how they think. Especially in a certain sphere, because he's very particular. But there are certain things that he says that I'm like, I don't know about that one. And this is one of those things. So he advocates that if you want a guy who has a certain amount of money, that you need to be prepared to deal with certain things. True. Those things can include adultery or getting cheated on, possibly dealing with somebody who has a personality where they're not necessarily the nicest person to you specifically. Most people who are married are not as concerned about how their partner treat everybody else. They're concerned about how their partner treat them.
Should be concerned.
So I was like when he sort of alluded to these things in some of his videos, I was like,
what?
No. I mean, I just feel a douchebag is a douchebag. And I'm sorry,
pretty much
ain't no amount of money gonna cure that.
No,
now, why do I say that? The reason I say that is because I've been fortunate in my life, because of the position that I was put in with my father, to be around people who were very well off. I also know some personal people who are very well off, you know, 6-figure households. And I was actually really fortunate, even though at the time I didn't realize it and I wasn't taking advantage of it. I was around people who were actual millionaires. I was able to be around a guy who was a millionaire who wasn't the nicest in his relationship with his wife, and there was some cheating there. And then I got to see another couple where they were together and they were millionaires, and they worked together and they built an empire together. And I was able to actually be around them because of the work that my father did. And I can tell you right now, ain't no amount of money gonna make you happy. And that is where we're coming from.
Right.
It is okay to have a goal as to how much, you know, hey, we want to be well off. We don't want to struggle. I've been struggling all my life. My parents had to struggle and I don't want to go through that. I understand that. But recognize that money is a tool. It is not a goal.
Facts.
One of the reasons that it shouldn't be a goal is because you can have money today and it be gone tomorrow. So in my particular situation, I got to see one of the millionaires who did the cheating while he was going through his divorce. And I saw how that situation and whatever was going on, the unhappiness in their home, I'm not going to say it was because of the cheating, because at the time that I came, even though I didn't know it at first, I found out later, the time I came, the divorce was already being proceeded. So I actually got to see him riding around with his girlfriend, who was not his wife.
Okay.
I don't know that she was there before the divorce happened. That's what I'm going to say. I don't know for sure. Can I assume? Yes, I won't. I'm not going to assume. But I got to see how that unhappy situation literally began to destroy everything he had built. And neither him nor his wife were happy with all that money they had. That did not fix it. And I know that he was moving a certain way because of how he moved, to be honest. The opposite situation, the couple that built together and they were millionaires, they owned a pharmaceutical company, a very large one. I was fortunate to be able to move around them to see how they interacted with each other, how they interacted at work, how they interacted with their children, who they brought into the business. A completely different situation. Because there was an obvious connection between the two of them. Their empire stayed together. So I got to see an empire crumble from millionaires, and I got to see an empire stay together. I've also been fortunate enough to be around people and to view people who make 6 figures, and I've seen those relationships crumble and thrive, all based on the connection that the people have. And the money does not save you from being miserable. The money is not guaranteed to stay.
Right. Money funny.
Look at Kanye West. He was begging for millions of dollars one year, and the next year he's like, oh yeah, I'm up a bill.
What?
And then later on that year, he's like, oh, it's actually $3 billion. Bruh. And he gave all the credit to the Lord. And I appreciate that. But the reality is, that's how money is.
Yeah.
There is no guarantee that you're going to stay in the money. If you're marrying because you just want a certain type of lifestyle, life does not guarantee that that money is always going to be there.
Nope.
And if you find somebody who got bank and you connect it, man, you done hit the lottery. High five.
Yes.
You done hit the lottery. Hold on tight. Build your relationship, build your empire, and crush it. I congratulate you in advance. But if you're stuck in a situation where you can marry for one of these reasons, like money, or you have somebody that has a connection, don't go for the money over the connection.
Yeah, because you will find yourself possibly by yourself. Because when life hit, because it will. Life is not a respecter of person.
Nope.
Okay? So it don't matter who you are, it will find you. and it will hit you. And if you don't have something strong that's tying you together, if you don't have a foundation, it'll take you out.
Yeah.
And money ain't gonna be able to help that.
And that is also one of the reasons why I said, you know, some people like will marry because of tradition and because of other things, and the things that will bind them together will be their religious beliefs or their culture, and that'll be the thing that binds them.
Right.
You know, and the thing with, just like every other marriage, arranged marriages have a lot of successes, they have a lot of failures. It's just dependent on the mindset of the two people going in there.
Right.
You can't go in there like, yeah, I'm gonna make this work, and your partner like, man, as soon as you mess up,
I'm out.
It's gonna fall apart. Yeah. Regardless whether it's an arranged or not. So that's the reason why I didn't want to speak on that. But we just want to put out there that there has to be, you have to work on first recognizing a person whom you have a connection with, and nurturing that connection to see it is worth it. You can be goal oriented and you can want all of the whatever in life, especially if you're purpose driven. That is going to make it even better, because it's going to run you into the type of people that you probably would need to be around anyway.
Right.
And one of them may be for you.
Right.
So that's the one beautiful thing about purpose, is that it can tie people together. Purpose can also be corrupted. So you got to watch out for that too. So, I mean, you just have to be aware. You have to be spiritually connected so that you can sort of navigate through the mess that is people, to be honest. We mess. We are a mess. Yeah. Everybody on the planet is a mess. Yep. Because everybody messes up. Like you could be a great person and completely destroy and mess up a situation because for whatever reason. It could be something going on in your life that has nothing to do with the situation that can destroy a situation. Right. So that's another thing to be aware of. But I'm telling you, find somebody that you connected with, because when things go bad, and it can be a number of things. Like money can make things easier for certain things, but money can also tear you apart. I've seen it. I've seen it. And if you ain't got that connection, you ain't gonna survive none of that. Yeah. Religions can change. You could be a Christian this year and an atheist next year. Bruh. True. Marriage can survive all of that stuff if you have a true connection with somebody. And I'm sorry to tell a lot of folk that, and I know it sucks, and you may have been in a situation where you came across that person where you clicked like that with them and you walked away from the relationship for one reason or another. That happens a lot. Yeah. And I know at one point I used to believe you only get one or two in a lifetime, and you're fortunate if you get two, where you really connect with somebody and it's just like magic. I would definitely tell you to follow that out and recognize signs of disruption and dysfunction and address it head on. True. Alleviate a lot of heartache and pain. Everybody has somebody that they respect and that they don't talk to crazy. And if you are with somebody, you need to be on that list. Got him! Got him! Sorry. If you got somebody you respect, if it's your boss, you respect your boss, or your parents and you won't talk to them crazy, then your partner, whoever you decide to be with for the rest of your life, should be on the list of people that you don't talk to crazy. Bruh. Because that is not going to help you in your relationship. It's not going to help you be happy unless you just enjoy dysfunction, in which case your partner need to leave you, because you need to be alone. You need to go see a therapist and get yourself straightened out. Right. Because to have turmoil in your home and then go out into the world and deal with the turmoil in the world, that's why we got all this stress in our communities. Yes. And everybody is stressed out and snapping on each other. You can't even go to a McDonald's without having a cashier with an attitude. Yeah. Well, it depends on what neighborhood you in. Well, that's specifically what I'm talking about. Yeah. Our neighborhoods is the McDonald's with the people with the attitude. And a lot of that stems from people being in relationships with the wrong people because they don't have connections. It's so important to make sure that the person that you're choosing to spend your life with, like, you need to take some time and to make sure that the person that you plan on spending your life with is somebody that's worthy of it, because picking the wrong partner is literally like choosing life and death. Because if you choose the wrong partner, that can kill you.
Stress kills people.
Yeah, it does.
Every day.
It causes a lot of diseases.
Yes.
Your body starts to react and act funny. And guys, we're talking long term.
Yeah.
Because you can find this person that has the exterior, everything that you wanted, and be good for like the first 5 years. It's after that the trouble gonna start. It could be 10 years deep. I mean, life expectancy for most Americans is like 70 something, mid 70s.
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there. I hope we'll check it and then put the thing. We'll check it and put it down there because we did not look that up. But I know, just from reading in the past, it's like 70 something. Most of us get married in our 30s and our 20s.
Yeah.
So you got 30, 40, 50 years with this person.
That's a long time to be with the wrong person.
Oh my God!
Let me tell you, year 20,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for
you're
that.
going to be sick of being miserable.
Yeah.
And so, look, you want to be with somebody that you like.
Well, duh.
That would help.
And that likes you.
That would also help.
I realized I had to break down what we mean by connection. That somebody you liking that likes you, your personalities gel, and that you guys gel together. We talk all the time about how men and women gel, how we complement each other.
Right.
You need to find someone whose personality complements you and doesn't conflict your
Right.
personality, where you guys are always bickering and always snipping at each other. But guess what? That adds up, and I think we're going to do a video on that. The back and forth tit for tat snickering thing or whatever, because there's a okay way to do it, and then there's what most of us do the wrong way to do it. and so these things do add up. I mean, a lot of people you're staying in relationships because of a myriad of reasons.
Yeah.
Trust,
mainly security.
Security.
You're comfortable.
You're comfortable.
Yeah.
You're tired of dating. We relate.
Yes.
We was tired of dating, but we were fortunate to have had the connection many, many years earlier, and it did not fade.
Right.
Every time we saw each other, we'd be like,
Is that just me?
she's still cute. She was supposed to be losing that by now.
Boy, if you don't...
I might have to. But she in North Carolina, so I guess there ain't nothing happening there. But we were fortunate, and I ran looking for love. That was one of the things. I wholeheartedly fell into the Disney idea. I was one of them, but I was very determined to have peace in my home. Right. And I can tell you right now, we are benefiting from it, for all the things that have been happening to us and have happened to us in our marriage, from being physically sick to money issues to drama to changes in life philosophies. It's been a lot, and we ain't even hit 20 years yet.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm telling you, you better find somebody that you're connected with and that you get along with, and you guys build and y'all don't destroy. That is a way to tell if you're connected with somebody.
Right.
Do the two of you build, or do the two of you destroy?
That's good.
That is a very simple, super simplified way of being like, do we connect? Do you build together, or do you destroy? Is it toxic, or does it flower? Like, that matters.
So. All right.
All right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I come up with stuff off the top, girl.
He be thinking.
I don't know if that was it. I'm looking at the time.
I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Yo episode.
Yeah, that was the Jermaine episode. I'm sorry. I had a lot to say. We just didn't have time for her to chime in. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's all right. That's all right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. As always, we will be back next week, same time, same place. All right. Until then, deuces.
Press the off button.